Hi everyone, I'm joined here by Krista Collier with the Northern Berkshire United Way Foundation here. She's here to talk to us a little bit today about some of the things that you do in our community. I know a lot of people have heard of the United Way before, however, not very many people are familiar with what it is exactly you do. So if you'd like to expand a little bit and tell us a little bit about what you do.
Well, sure. Thanks for having me here today.
Definitely.
This is great. Yes, so Northern Berkshire United Way has been around in our community for about 83 years.
Wow.
And once it was the prevalent fundraising entity. It was the only fundraiser in the community, but as you know, times have changed,
right,
and everybody does fundraising. What we do is we support 20 member agencies, many agencies that you will recognize when you hear their names. Youth Center Inc., Child Care of the Berkshires, Berkshire Community Action Council, BFAIR, and several others. But besides that, we do have several other initiatives that we take part of in the community, besides being really active in the community as well and supporting our agencies and other community partners as well.
Right. So like some of those organizations that you talked about, there's a lot within our area. So, but it seems that the common thread between all of them is Berkshire United Way, which is great. Some of the initiatives that you wanted to talk about was one of them specifically, the homeless initiative that you have started in the past. Well, how long has it been? 2 years?
It's been about 2.5 years, yes. That's the Northern Berkshire Housing and Homelessness Collaborative. And that was a collaborative that happened somewhat organically. The Northern Berkshire Community Coalition holds monthly forums, and what came about at one forum that was about housing was that a lot of different organizations really focus on homelessness or housing issues. We wanted to have a further conversation about that, and what we found is that a lot of people were operating in silos and that there were some gaps in services. And so under Northern Berkshire United Way, I said, I'll convene this conversation, I'll convene these services. And what came from that was that we identified a few things that we really needed to do in our community. First and foremost, people really needed to know where to go when they identified somebody that was homeless. And we do have a homeless shelter in Northern Berkshire, but the whole community didn't necessarily know where to go when they identified somebody that was homeless, such as, a business or a storefront owner. So we developed a resource card that went out to businesses, first responders, and all the community organizations. Another thing we did is by working with Berkshire Housing is to bring some staff services to Northern Berkshire, because we know there's transportation barriers and it's difficult for people in Northern Berkshire, especially individuals having a tough time without transportation, vehicles to get down to Pittsfield to fill out forms that they need to apply for certain services.
Right, it's something that people around here generally don't think about often. So it's great to have something like that and have a program set up for people who are in need of things like that.
So those were some of the first things that we did. We also talk about a lot of the issues that are faced amongst organizations. So you might have a family served by 6 organizations and maybe 2 of them knew it, but the other 4 didn't. So we figured out a way to share communication without really breaching confidentiality issues. And we brought in a lot of key players like Mass College of Liberal Arts, the North Adams Public Schools, because they're all serving these individuals with homelessness issues. I mean, you might not necessarily think of MCLA as having a homeless population, but they certainly are. And then they're going over to an agency such as the Berkshire Food Project, which is a daily meal site, and students are having, a meal there because they can't afford food. So we were able to really delve into a lot of the community issues and bring in a lot of partners to try to tackle some of those issues on a small scale.
And it's helpful to kind of have that common ground, that common thread that we were talking about before, where we're taking all of these different organizations, and bringing them to one kind of center point, which is awesome. Probably super helpful for the families as well, too.
Well, definitely. And you can see how things are interconnected as well. Not just one organization working on one problem. We have a lot of different organizations working on multifaceted, very complex issues. So, and not one agency or person can do these things alone. So, as a focal point, we want to really, get that information out there that we're here to kind of help you as Northern Berkshire United Way.
And you guys guys are a lot more hands-on than people would assume, right?
Yes.
It's not all about just the fundraising or helping these organizations get to these people. So you guys are very hands-on with what you're doing.
Yeah, it's definitely our nature. You know, by trade, I'm a licensed social worker. I did that for many years. I was a, community-based social worker right here in Pittsfield at the Gladys Allen Brigham Community Center for 13 years, and I ran the Kids Place for 5. So we just don't raise money and go talk to workplaces about why you should contribute to Northern Berkshire United Way. We really want to develop initiatives, work with our agencies, and see where we can help solve some problems. And you'll find us at different agencies on any given day too, trying to help out with different things and see where some of their organizations
like
might
always
have issues.
present.
Yeah, I mean, it's just how we are, how we operate. Volunteering, service is a big part of our organization. Plus, there's only 2 of us. It's myself and another woman.
Well, anybody out there who would like to come and volunteer and join.
That's right. So we have a very active board and volunteers as well that are just amazing and help us get the work done that we need to do.
Now, you did mention that you have a place where people can go if they need as a resource.
Yes.
So for maybe if somebody needed to know how to get in contact with you or where to go exactly, or if you have a website. So.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So we are located in North Adams at the Holiday Inn. It's a small office suite on the side of the building. It's not located right in the Holiday Inn itself. So we're very centrally located in downtown North Adams. And as everyone knows, there's a lot going on in North Adams these days.
Oh, yeah,
it's
definitely.
Really great.
Drawing in big crowds for sure.
I know. It's really changed over the past few years. And we also do have a website. So that's nbunitedway.org. And we do have a Facebook page like everybody else does these days. And what else do we have? Phone number.
Yeah,
you can always call us the old-fashioned way. Like you can call us up if you want to. Less and less people do that these days. They like to find their information online.
Everything's so mobile nowadays.
Yeah, exactly. But that's 413-663-9062, one of the few phone numbers I actually know these days. Another resource that all the United Ways in the state actually participate in, and actually it's a nationwide, is 211. I think a lot of people have heard of 211. It's a resource. So if you think of 411, where you were going to call for information, 211 is for Health and Human Services. So if you have a question or a concern about, all right, so I need information on childcare or, a day program for my aging parent or
just
anything
to be able to
like
call
that.
somebody and have all that kind of information rather than searching online yourself for hours.
Exactly. I mean, you can go online to Mass 211 or you can even, just call up that number. I mean, even this weekend with the extreme heat, people were calling that up about for cooling shelters, and you can just call that up about any question that's related to health and human services.
So amongst these different organizations that you were talking about, where United Way is kind of the middle ground here, you kind of have this motto or this kind of mantra of mile wide, inch deep, I have written here. Do you want to just expand on that and what that means to you over at Northern Berkshire United Way and kind of how you incorporate that into the work that you do?
Sure. United Way, nationally and for us locally, we support education, health, financial stability, and safety net programs. So that's a wide breadth, and all the 20 member agencies certainly fall under that. And that's a lot of range in programs. So not just the 20 member agencies, but also the community partners that we work with locally and countywide as well. Definitely fall under that. And I don't think everybody knows the full range of what we do and what we accomplish. And so I'm really thankful we can come on today and talk a little bit about it.
I'm so glad that you came in and hopefully informed people out there that are watching. And if they need to get in contact with you over any of these things, then definitely go to their website, call for sure. So thank you again.